Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Minister Ebrahim Patel.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, yourself. How does it feel now? I mean, in a couple of hours' time, former minister, and then moving in different direction in life, I suppose?
Indeed, it's been 15 years in cabinet, and it's been 15 years where I think, in spite of incredible headwinds, we've been able to achieve much, something to celebrate. But as Madiba said, when you get to the top of a hill, you see there are many hills to climb. So the challenges of unemployment, of poverty, of inequality will have to concentrate the mind of government in the next 5 years and beyond. But for myself, alhamdulillah, I'm really happy that the level of support we got from the Muslim community during the last 5 years has been extraordinary. During COVID, we were able to mobilize sentiment and that spirit of charity that is so fundamental to Islam, to reach out to others. We've engaged with Muslim business people who have contributed to jobs and economic transformation in the country. One of our signature programs has been the Black Industrialist Program, and there are many Muslim business people who are part of that program. Those black industrialists now, just the ones that we've worked with in the last number of years, today employ 160,000 people. They have a turnover of 183 billion rand. And what that means is that black South Africans, and by black I use it in the sense of the way it is defined in law, those who were previously classified as African, Indian and coloured, they're transforming our nation. They're a source of growth, of jobs. And that for me is when the full fruits of the democracy become evident. But we also have enormous challenges still that we need to address ourselves on. So from where I am, I will be a supporter of transformation, of making sure that our economy and our society is that we grapple with these challenges. So, and I'll be wishing the new members of cabinet, of course, every strength and every success.
What will you miss the most of your 15 years in cabinet?
I guess it's the opportunity to to meet with people across. I've visited small villages. There's a tiny village in the district of Lusikisiki called Lubala. And as a member of cabinet, there's the enormous privilege of being able to walk there to see how our programs are working. On the other hand, you can go to Lenasia, you can go to Sandton. It's the breadth of the experience of South Africa's people that I will miss enormously. But also good people in organized labor, in the business community and investors and South Africans that are building this country. And of course colleagues who put in long hours. I'm going to be supporting them, but also missing that camaraderie that comes with dealing with the challenges, the contemporary challenges that any society faces.
Finally, your future plans?
Well, it's to take a moment to pause and to reflect, to read a little bit, to see the big forces that are shaping the world we live in, and then to write. One of the things that I'm particularly keen on is to trace the forces that have shaped the last 1,000 years, and some of those forces, and to look at it from a global South perspective, to look at the way in which the history of India, Indonesia, China, the African continent itself has laid the foundation and shaped our modern world. And inshallah, some of that will give me an opportunity also to meet with people across South Africa, to trace their histories. Just if I look at my own personal history and I go back to family history, it's a lens through which we can see how the modern world was shaped. Ask a typical young person about the history of the continent, of the African continent, and it's generally not known. We know more about the intricacies of European history than about the great trading cities of Mogadishu and Sofala, which, by the way, had enormously large Muslim populations. we know very little about the riches of Timbuktu, which is the store of knowledge in West Africa. Alexandria, that was the center of learning in the ancient world. So it's also to unpack a little bit of that, and to be an advocate of us rediscovering our history. So inshallah, there will be an opportunity to meet with you and to meet with many of the listeners of Radio Islam in the next number of years, and to hear from them, to learn from them, and I'm looking forward to it.
All the best. Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah, and all the best to you and to all the listeners. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.